Welcome back, everyone, to the Drink and Drum podcast, the podcast with all the vibes. I am one of three hosts. My name is Timon Nicholas, aka Mr. Terrible.
Signing in, Jaron Tomlinson, the young sheller, aka Pineapple Badman in the building. Wagwan.
And it's your boy, Everon Williams, aka Big Easy. You don't know what going on.
This is the unapologetic podcast with really good intentions. The socials, them located at the bottom of this podcast right there. So make sure you hit us up and tell us what going on.
Hi, Uncle T. Wagwan.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, so you just introduce yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name's Terrence. Call me T. Cool J was telling me about y'all podcast. Some of the things that we talked about, he said that y'all be talking about. So he asked me would I be interested to join the podcast, and I was like, sure. I'm always about learning and talking to people. My number one thing is about unity, and that's all I talk about. I'm so tired of, because look how things is getting so bad, and we got a voice, but the only way we get heard if we come together. We can stop things from being the way they are. Like an example is the way we always talk about the gas price. Now, people got together and start carpooling and walking and riding their bikes, everybody slow down a little bit by using an automobile, we can get the gas prices come down. That's just an example. Everything that we got as people, we got it through unity. Civil Rights Act signed because of unity. The Voting Act, right, got it through unity. That's my introduction.
That really is a problem though, that we have no unity right now, because everybody just standoffish. Nobody trusts anyone anymore. There's no brotherhood. There's no community. We hate each other.
What do you mean? Explain. Talk about that. What do you mean we hate each other?
Bro, since social media, everybody they go on the internet and they fake a life. Like they fake their persona. They change their life, right? And it's because like you see other people do some things and they get successful from it, right? And then most people they like, I don't know, they kind of just start hating their life, like how these girls they be watching those relationship videos, and then after they don't enjoy their relationship anymore because it don't surmount to the shit that they see.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the role models that they have, because like if you come from a life of not having, and this life it encourage materialistic views, like what Plato was saying, right? So it's like everybody wants things, and that's the type of society that we're in, a consumer rich society. So they see people have things and they want things, and that's the role model that they have. So I don't think that they're really hating. They just I just think that's their role model. They just want to be like those people and they don't know how. They're frustrated. So I feel like it's not hate, it's just a lack of knowledge of how to attain these things that the world is trying to give to them. You know what I mean?
I don't really think the world trying to give it to them, but it is there. But
it's out there in abundance, because these factories be pushing them out. Like they're getting robots to build shit and then getting rid of people who can, put in their 2 cents. Right. And then you have like a surplus of all these equipment and they high price, and people want them because they're available, but they can't afford them. So it's like the things are there, but they can't get them and they don't know how. And it's only the like 1% who have the money that can get those shit. So they just idolize those people, and they're like, I would be frustrated too if like my neighbor, I'm coveting, right? If my neighbor have all the nice cars and the jewelry and the shit, I'm like, hey, how you did that? I want that. My life, I'm struggling to boil water, and you over here with like beef on the stove. Like I would want that. I would hate the situation that I'm in too.
Well, y'all did hit on one point. I don't know everybody's age, but I'm 52. And I will tell y'all that this social media has done something to us. There was a time when I was growing up, I'm gonna give y'all an example of different. If our mother ran out of sugar, she was trying to make a cake and she ran out of sugar, she would call me and automatically tell me to go to a neighbor house and get sugar from them. Today, everybody goes to the store. They don't go to no neighbor house no more. And I'll tell you another thing that's killing with the social media. The social media don't show all the hard work that goes involved into what they doing. So everybody that see the finished product, like Jay-Z, they see Jay-Z He got albums, he got money and all that. So now you got a young boy that's want to rap. He don't realize how many hours he got to put in the studio. He think he could just go in the studio in 3 hours. He got an album.
See, but the reason why he think he can do that is because it happened to some people, and they idolize these people that these things happen to. So now instead of like they it just something, bro. Social media just made the world too fast.
That's don't really what think it is. So. I think people don't understand the technology that they have. It's like, okay, like what T was saying, right? Back in the day when Jay-Z put in the work, is because Jay-Z didn't have a source to reach everybody. If Jay-Z had everybody, he wouldn't go through the same struggle he did. He would just put it out there for the world, you know. But he have to really grind. Like he had to do his network, and he had to know a guy to get in, right? So you had to put in that footwork. But these other guys, they're just like, okay, I can just take a gamble and put it out there, and I know 1,000 people will see it, and at least 500 will like it, and it just keep doing like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like because we missing that community structure, like back in the day, like if I needed something, I'll go to my neighbor. Like they always say, a community. What's the saying? It takes a community to raise a child or something.
Village.
Yeah, you take a village, right? But we don't have that village anymore. We turn the internet, everybody into the village. And if you have so much people trying to teach you, you're going to get lost and confused, you know?
But well, we don't have like healthy role models.
No, everybody doing what they're doing for a reason. And if you're getting too close to their level, they start hating, right? And I think that's where the hate comes in, like, and the lack of unity is, yeah, even though we're in a technological era, the same principles should apply, you know? Instead of being able to go across the street and guess borrow some sugar from the neighbor, I should be able to see my neighbor doing well and my neighbor putting me onto game to tell me how I could do well or how we could do well together. But that's not what's happening. Is I'm looking at my neighbor and I'm thinking, oh, okay, he does this, whatever, and I'm hating on how good he's living. Or he's looking at me and looking down on me saying, oh yeah, because of my lack of opportunities, or maybe I'm just not going the right way. Before he tries to help me out, he's gonna look at me and be like, what a bum, you know? So it's a disconnect on both ends. As far as the whole unity goes, it's like people just don't want to see other people win. And they say they do, but look at friendships, look at the same role models you look up to. They're the same people I would tell you, the people that you grow up with are not the people you end with, you know? It's like that, like everything just plays a part and it all just dials back to hate, and then we end up in this mess, which I think is, it's prominent around the world, but like I feel like it's a Black people thing. It's a curse that we have amongst ourselves, for real.
That's funny you say that, because what I've noticed in the neighborhoods, I can't even call our neighbor. I mean, we don't have a community, but that's a whole nother topic. You know what I found quite interesting is the word help. When you ask for help, people look at that as like a weakness.
Yeah.
People don't even feel like, they don't even feel right to ask somebody, yo, can you help me? What's up with that? That's a problem.
I think they see it as being lazy, because a lot of people ask for help without trying first.
Bro, you know what? Go ahead. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand. Everybody's not the same. And a lot of people will like exhaust their resources and try to figure it out. And then they hit a roadblock and then ask for help. But there's other people who just like, they don't even try. They just ask for help straight out the bat.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
I feel like,
I don't see a problem with that.
True.
I feel like it's like, I don't know why everybody have this false sense of pride where they're too proud to ask for help.
Right.
Like, bro, I really don't know. Like, bro, no, bro.
Take it time.
At any point, you should be able to ask for help without having any type of thing. It's like asking for help when you're close to the finish is no different than asking for help before you started anything. Because you may be asking for help, for advice, for a perspective, for how do I do this? What is this whole feel like? You know, it's like, it doesn't matter to what extent you're asking for help. I think as long as you're willing to actually do the work that you're asking to get help with, you know what I mean?
But at what point do you become a crutch?
It's like, I can ask for help building my house, and you just building the house, I just watching. That's not helping. That's you building the house to me.
The thing is, the people here, they're not asking for help. That's the actual issue.
Okay.
It's the pride. It's the pride. That's the issue.
But y'all both got points. I see from both. Because sometimes I can see somebody being late. Instead of them putting in the work, they want somebody to do it for them. But I see what you say too, Jay, about, you know, people, it's a pride thing. Like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'll tell y'all younger, do whatever it takes to make you better. Don't care about whomever. That's how it used to be back in the day. We used to just act like it was just came say, yo, man, yo, how you do that? Oh, come in, let me show you. Now, what I will tell y'all, I think one of the reasons why it got like this is because one word that you don't hear, the word give. When the last time you heard people talk about the word give? If we taught the word give, the world will be so much better. I give you an example. I always try to give like a vision. I always try to give y'all a picture when I give an example. If I drop $100 on the ground and one of y'all see it, and y'all see me drop it, y'all might be like, T, yo, you dropped $100. If we knew the word give, because if I need $100, I know somebody would give it to me. But because nobody don't give, only thing you hear is the word take. You got to go get it. No, matter of fact, only time I hear the word give is when somebody say, ain't nobody going to give you no. That's crazy to me.
That's lack of that village, right? Lack of community.
There's no trust.
Not even just a trust. It's just we're also selfish. We're too busy trying to get for ourselves that we don't want to give out. We're too focused on, I need to have enough. Even if it means taking food out of my brother's hand or out of his mouth, if I'm going to get at the end of it, that's all that matters to me.
This is what I'm saying with the hating, bro. Because if we come from a village, where did we develop this attitude to be this greedy, to try to take from your brother? Like, we came from a community. It was a village. We worked together, but now we separated ourselves. Like, bro, this false sense of independence, this pride that people have, like, it is not normal.
I would probably think it's from your first hurt. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's say Jaron left Antigua and came to the States, and he's accustomed to like community and stuff. And he's accustomed to going to his neighbor and asking for sugar. And he comes to the state, he's like, oh man, I don't have no sugar for my tea. So he go ask his neighbor, and his neighbor say, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And he gets rejected. He's like, oh, that's weird. And he thinks, all right, maybe it's just this neighbor, something's going on. He asks the next neighbor. After he hear one or two no's, he get these rejection. He realized that he's no longer in his community and he has to fend for himself, you know? So the next person that comes to ask John for sugar, he might say, all right, here's some sugar, because he remember where he came from. Or he might say like, nah, I don't have no time. And just repeat what happened around him and not really think about it too much. Like, he just asked somebody else and he'll get it, you know? And then it becomes a habit ingrained in him. And he don't even know, and he passes it on to his children or whoever else. And it just becomes a cycle. So I feel like it's just one person who got hurt a couple times, and then they just rewrite what they know. It could be.
I don't even see how that happened. I mean, like I said before, I don't know how old y'all are, but I was around for this transformation, and I don't see how it happened. Only thing I can point my finger to is social media. Social media has made everybody into I don't need nobody else. With all the video now, see, we're looking at social media as like Facebook and all that, but social media comes in the ways of video games as well. When I was a child, man, we stayed outside and we cried when mom said, come back in the house. It's time to come in. So now what has happened is people don't talk to one another because everybody can have a good time all by themselves.
Yep.
It's because of it's a family structure, bro. After the family structure broke, because people are disconnecting themselves from the families, and then that's how they're getting on social media. And this is where, like, I feel like this is where the whole selfishness coming from right now. But I don't know, bro. Like, it's something deep. It's something deep. It's a lack of family why people are addicted to social media, and that's why everything's getting worse.
It's weird that you mentioned it because, like, and I remember, like, back in the day, yeah, me and John used to be outside playing until, like, it's late and your parents have to be calling to go inside. We always want to be outside, but the parents always calling you inside. And I feel like at some point, the parents just want you inside. Later on in the future, the kids decide to just stay inside because now they have things to do inside. We didn't have cable, like free access to cable and the internet like that. You know, I didn't have my own phone. The phone that I had in high school was like a Nokia 1100 until I got a smartphone, you know? I wasn't on it all the time. When we had to talk to people, we had to like plan it. So we had to put credits on our phone and we had to text during free text. We didn't always have access to people 24/7. So it was exciting to actually see a friend because you haven't heard from that friend in like a 24 hours or 2 days or a week. So it's always a vibe, but everybody's right there. Like I have an addiction to my phone in a bit. Like sometimes I don't hear nothing from my phone. I'm like, wait, I don't have no friends, you know? But I forget that they're busy.
Hold up, this is gonna blow your damn mind then. There was a time when I was a child, we only had one phone, the whole family had. It was many, and I used to be like, damn, when you gonna get off the phone? And you talking about you had your own, like, personal. We had one phone in the household. Picture that, in the household. So somebody called, like if your mom was on the phone and it was a girl you wanted to talk to, what could you do? I had to wait for mom to get off the phone. But hey Jay, you brought up the family thing. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think I told you earlier. Last time I seen you, Jay, was Cool Jay. I heard something very interesting, and I want y'all to think about this. Somebody said, you know, the most selfish thing that an adult can do is have children. I'm gonna let that marinate for a second.
Yep.
I don't understand it.
No, because then they want to raise that child subject to everything they believe and everything they want, and don't give a child a free will. I have no say.
A child has no say. They don't.
Hold on. Let me ask. Hold on, T. Everyone, where you heard this?
Say that again.
Where I heard this?
Yeah. How do you put together that he was saying this? Because I was not following.
Yeah, I wasn't following either.
It's something I think about all the time. It's like you have a child. Okay, look at a child. A child has no say in what they're doing, like their entire brought up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have no real rights, right? Because you're legally bound to your parents until you're a certain age. So literally that child is forced to live under whatever circumstances he's born into, regardless of the personality of that child, the wants, the needs, all of those things. Literally, you could have a child born and that child has the biggest heart in the world, the most loving, caring person this world has ever brought into existence, and have like two of the most shittiest parents. And that would just then that child is responsible for still becoming great on their own, but they had no say in how they got to that point because the whole foundation structure was not up to them.
Ever and did your parents mold you into who you are?
No. Yes. No, you can't.
To some degree.
I'd say to a lot of degree.
Can't relate. I'm a bastard.
Oh wow.
To a lot of degree.
I would say, with my daughters, I always tell people like, look, you only can do what you can do. They still gonna be their own individual. We got criminals out here, and I would doubt that a parent raised their child to be a criminal. Because they're going to be who they want to be. But to piggyback what he was saying, to give you an example, is this. How about that woman that had a one-night stand with a guy that got out of jail and she got pregnant? She'll still have the baby. Do you think that child would want to come in this world under those conditions?
Hell no.
Do you think a child would want to come under the conditions
Hell no.
He got 5 other siblings and they gonna live in a 2-bedroom apartment?
Nope. No say either. It is what it is.
See, this right here gonna transition. This is gonna be a smooth transition talking about these women. But how many times that the woman will have the baby because they say, I just want something to, something to love.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't graduate, they working at McDonald's, this and that and the other. And you still gonna bring a child in? So this right now, I don't know if y'all have any children or not, but the reason I put this conversation up is for y'all to think about that before y'all have a child. I wish I would have heard that before I had, when I was younger, because that will force your hand to put yourself in the best position when the child comes.
Yep.
In your membrane, you will be sitting there stopping and you would think about before you have a child. I think a lot of time people, matter of fact, I can bet a man, we don't go in having sex thinking about a child on our mind.
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
And I be trying to tell these ladies that when they be talking about what it takes to, no, that responsibility goes on you. Getting pregnant. Because I'm gonna tell you now, a man we ain't even thinking about no baby. We trying to get some ass real quick.
Yeah.
Let's get it in. I ain't even thinking about a child.
Nothing cut.
Right.
Yep.
Yo, that must be some new school shit. I ain't never nothing cut.
Tell me, why you so quiet? You be thinking about the child?
Yeah. The thing is.
Someone, you see, this is why Mike called you a feminist.
No. Oh, okay. The thing is, I feel like I'm at a comfortable place in life, and I know I could be better. I'm not rushing it, but I'm just saying, if a kid was to come, I think I could step up and like be there. But I'm not like planning to have one now. But if I was supposed to fuck up.
So you said what's to come, right? You know, there's a period before the baby come. So what are you going? What you're going to tell her have this kid? You're going to tell her you don't want this kid? What? You know what?
The thing is,
it's a private question.
No, I get where you're coming from, but like the thing is, I won't have a problem with either decision. So it's not like I want to put all the decision on her, but I am okay either way. Is if it's gonna fuck up her life, you know what I mean? Because she might be in a place where she can't have this kid and she just wants some support to be like, let's not have it. If that's what you want, I'll give it. But I'm with it.
Well, hold up. Do any of y'all have any children?
Nah.
No.
I got near misses, but nah.
Everett, you got one?
What was that?
Yo, I think he have one, you know, because I swear the timeline or something add up, but when I talk too much, you know.
It's not right. It's not mine.
Now, just think about that. Think about your unborn child, man. Think about your unborn child, you know, and that's where the selfishness come in at. You know, I said, whoever had my baby, that I'm gonna marry their mom. Cause I was thinking about my unborn child. I wasn't around, you know, my father wasn't around. And I was like, I want to give my child options. Everybody want options. I want my child to wake up to go to mommy or dad. And I think that's so big, and stats show that a child does much better in a nuclear family than a single parent home. Well, a single female, it'd be the mother. Because what society don't know, but stats prove, is that children do much better when they have the father present in their life. And it makes sense because we're logical. Women are emotional. So, you know, we can look at our son and daughter and don't get caught up with that hurt them. No, we know what's best for them. And that's the difference. So
I definitely know what you mean, because like coming from like, you know, a family that's like, what's the fucking word? I want to say whole, but that's not the right word. Anyways, mother and father in the household. I understand what it is that both of them bring to the table. And when I see other single family homes, it's not like I'm judging or I'm like nitpicking, but I can see why they think this way, you know, I'm just like
the difference in the child compared to you.
Yeah,
because like for me, it's very weird because I came from a single mother home, but I'm also in an extended family. So I was right there with my extended family, which kept me and they kept me accountable to things that my mom couldn't do by herself, because you know there was more voices. So like, you know, boss, I feel like I can play both sides. Like I feel like I play both sides.
Now I get you, because like your grandparents were still there telling you like, hey, chill. Your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncles, your auntie, they were always there. And you know, you had role models and you had like, you know, male figures that were like close. Like I get that.
Despite my father not being there. So, you know, like
sometimes when you have like just a mother in the home, she don't realize how much that her actions and her behavior, her moods will like affect that child. Like you might look at somebody type of way and think, oh, it's just harmless, I'm just giving a face. But that child might look at that like, oh, that's gone. We don't like that around here. You know, and they might build up something inside them and they might just go around life just hating people on a glance. I think your son might become a killer. And you're like, how? And you're like, because it's the simple things, like a butterfly effect.
Oh, that's without a doubt. That's what I think is going on in the neighborhoods today with these guys. They show emotion. So you can bump into a guy.
I ain't gonna fight you.
Yeah, shit, want to fight. He want to shoot you because he's what? He's mad. He don't know how to control emotions.
Just like when you make a woman mad, she think that she can try to raise her hand on you. Like a serious man, a real man. You bump into a real man, they don't think about just escalating the situation immediately.
Try to understand where's this coming from. Yeah, I'll be in situations where I'm just trying to have a conversation to figure out, like, can we settle this, in a civil manner? And they don't want to hear, like, they say something and that's the end of the story. It's my truth, not your truth. It's my reality, not your reality. And I'm like, okay, but can we talk about it? No, the conversation done, the story done. I'm like, hey, what is this? Where does behavior come from? So how can you grow and communicate with somebody who thinks that they're right and there's no talking or discussion needed?
And where does that come from? That sounds like a woman's behavior. Yeah. See, one of the reasons why women, they do that is because, see, women don't have the threat of violence. They don't have the threat of getting hurt. Like, have you ever seen two women fight? If usually two women fight, ain't nobody pretty. Now I'm talking about no weapon. Nobody is not going to the hospital. They might have a couple scratches and all that, but two men rumble, we can kill one another with our bare hands. So that's why women can talk and get like bumped and bitch, fuck you hit, blah, 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 and they get like that.
Get all rowdy.
Yeah, because they don't have no. That's how come they step them in, because they feel like a man ain't supposed to hit them. So when you don't have, if the repercussions is not going to be that severe, then you might push the button, the envelope a little bit. Two men, I might bump into Cool J. Shit, I seen him the other day. He working out. I'm like, my fault. Oh, my fault. I didn't mean that. Yo, you want me to buy you lunch? I apologize, because I'm looking at him like, yo, he can, excuse my language, he can fuck me up. You see what I'm saying? So here's another topic I wanted to discuss with y'all. I did bring up unity, right? We got to start getting our union together. Like, yo, what is going on? Y'all tell me what's going on with the ladies, because I can tell y'all the difference of how women used to be till now.
See, y'all, I'm not actively dating, so I can't really tell you about today's women.
Well, no.
I can give you the observation from what I saw working in the school and what I see on social media. I ain't gonna start it. Somebody else.
Wait, you have all the observation information and you don't want to start?
No, because right, like I really need to calm myself though. Because when it comes to this,
I can start it off.
It's a topic that I get passionate about.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all from a political standpoint of what happened. So what happened in the 70s, they started the feminist movement. Well, it's mighty ironic that they started the feminist movement right after the civil rights movement, right after, because they asked Edgar J. Hoover, I don't know if y'all know him, FBI, he was the leader of the FBI, whatever, Edgar J. Hoover. They asked him what was one of the problems in America, and he said Negroid unity. Check that out. He said Negroid unity. So they had to break the unity of black people, whatever, because we signed the Civil Rights Act through unity. So they had to break up our family. They said, yo, we got to break up their family. So what happened, a white woman always complained to their white counterparts about the unfairness, not equal, things to that nature. Finally, the white man said, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to give it to y'all. But you got to bring the black women. Put the black women in. One of the things they did was they started taking away the jobs out of our neighborhood. So it started making the black man feel some type of way, whatever. But they was giving black women free housing, low income houses. But it was under the stipulation that no man could live with them. So now
we were trying to mess up the family early.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the reason they wanted to break up the black family, because the black family was paying for the civil rights movement. All the organizations, they was paying, because we had unity all through the block. So the whole block, like, it wouldn't mean nothing if the block had to, if you got you need $100 and you got 50 houses on the block, it wouldn't mean shit to one family giving up $2, right? On that, and that's the shit we was doing. We was giving up that $2 to make up that $100. So they had to break up the black family. And if y'all need proof in the pudding, you go from the 70s, they took all the jobs out the neighborhoods, and they also started taking out mechanic, carpentry, all that out of high school. Because a lot of our, like, it would probably be your grandfather. A lot of them had a nice living just getting a job coming right out of high school. You ain't hear too many black people going to college in the 70s. I'm telling y'all, I don't remember nobody when I was a little boy, somebody went away for college. So now we transition from the 70s going to the 80s. The 80s, what happened? The drugs start coming in. Well, it makes sense if you was taking all the jobs away out the neighborhood and then you flood the neighborhood with drugs. One or two things that man gonna do. Either he's gonna get on the drugs because he felt some type of way because he ain't have a job to take care of his family, or he gonna start selling the drugs. Both, you're gonna be committing a crime. Now, we went from the 80s, now we go to the 90s. Bill Clinton signed the 3 strikes you out. So that means you might have went to jail twice when you were in the 80s, and in the 90s come, you jaywalk. They find that a crime. They send your ass to jail for 20, 30 years because you jaywalk. Well, it makes sense to have the 3 strikes you out because they knew most men was what? Either on the drugs or selling the drugs. Then here come 2000 came, George Bush, and y'all can look this up. It's called FBI, Faith-Based Initiative. And what that was about, George Bush found a creative way of the government giving money to the churches. Remember, the church and the government are supposed to be separate. And if you need proof to the pudding, ask people older, did they ever see mega church in the 80s or 90s in the black community or the black neighborhoods? No. They started getting the mega churches when the FBI thing came in, Faith-Based Initiative. Y'all can look it up, and it says it right there, whatever. And what that was considered, I would say it was considered to be shush money, because you never see no churches fighting our battles no more. When all them police brutality, you ain't see the church come running. But look who was the leader of the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King. And what was he? A pastor. Let that marinate. But you never see the church, whatever. So they broke up. So they broke up our families, whatever. So the reason being that they looked out for the women. So I know I went a whole nother direction, but I just want to
you good.
I want to give y'all that little sense of history. I don't know if y'all knew that, because y'all a little younger.
It's not even just that we're younger. We're also like from a third world country, each of us. So
for real?
Like you're educating us.
Like more. And now y'all notice the timeline. I went from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and the early 2000s. And I don't know, this might strike some people different, but and Barack Obama just finished the deal. Like he set us back big time. And I give you an example of that is Civil Rights Act was signed. The civil rights movement was strictly for black, but Obama came in and went engaged. So now you see the LBGQ, whatever, ABC, I don't know who they are, but they get more law
rights and so
rights than us. But guess how they getting it? Through the civil rights movement, through the Civil Rights Act.
They're not even just asking for equality, they're going for more.
Exactly. So now we got our women is fighting against us right now, thinking they better. They want to be men, and it's like, come on, man, y'all need to stop. I just wish now got to a point, because women always speak about we equal. Well, we so goddamn equal. How come I don't see women trying to holler at men and say, hey, how you doing? Let me take you out on the first date.
Because they're the prize. They've been conditioned to think that way.
At the prize. Did you know, I don't know everybody's nationality, but did y'all know that if every black man got married to every black woman, that there will still be over now this is in the United States, there will still be over 2 million single women.
So we need 2 wives. I got it.
Facts.
No, we are the fucking prize. You know why? Another reason why we the prize? Because we are their protector. That's why one of the reasons why women be snapping on other men. Now let that man clap back. What that woman gonna do? She gonna go back and get another man to help. She ain't gonna go to one of her girlfriends. She gonna go to another man.
It's funny because we had a guest on, Michael, who was talking about this, like women have this false entitlement, right? And when you look back at nature, like we're just like the human animal, basically. And in nature, the man is always trying to get the woman because she's the one who chooses, right? So it's clear from a natural point of view, a woman somewhat has a lot of worth, and a man has to work to get a woman's attention so she can pick, because she is the one who is helping to reproduce. Like she has to pick the stronger gene, right?
But that's all a man needs with a woman. That's all we.
But I understand why some ladies are picky, but no, it's to a point where y'all not even picking the right thing. You're just picking like they're doing it the opposite way. Like before, you were going for somebody with good qualities, good assets, whatever. But now they're just going for men with wealth and not the personality or the traits that they need to pass on. You know what I mean? So it's like then they're following nature, but it's a warped view of nature. And I don't understand it, but I kind of get it. I don't know if y'all follow me. You have to tell me if you're following me.
Man, I spend a lot of time on this topic right here. To a point, I do understand what women, but at the same time, when we talked about we selfish. So that woman is not looking at that man for her child, because she wouldn't be looking at that man about his money. You would be trying to find qualities about him that will make him be a good man. You know, that's because a guy got money does not mean he's a good individual. You know, a girl would still kick it with a guy who's real disrespectful to her, but because he got a lot of money, she'll still deal with him because, you know, he might smack her up a couple times, but then he'll turn around and buy her a pair of Gucci sandals.
Well, how you feel about all these women saying they're toxic and they need a man to handle it toxic, and you have to have the level of toxicity to handle them? Like, how you feel about that? Because it's a weird thing the culture doing right now. It's like they're promoting their bad behavior and saying, I have bad behaviors, so you can't handle this. But I need somebody with bad behaviors to like match my bad behavior so we can work out.
This is because, like, bro, we promote their bad behaviors.
Yeah, you praise them for being.
We reward them with attention, and so that's all a woman need. Because
can we blame the women alone?
No. Because honestly, women are the ones suffering the most from this whole thing with them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like we can't really blame them because we can blame them. We are blaming them. They're suffering, but most of this is on men because we let this become the norm. Yeah.
We keep encouraging them and just
we allow this bad behavior. We rewarded them with the attention, because that's all a woman need. That's all the woman in this day and age need. They need attention. They don't really care about love, unity. No. They honestly don't even really care that much about money, because attention get them money.
Oh, they are selfish though.
So where is the problem really?
It's these simp ass brothers out here. Mm-hmm. Like what y'all said it's us that's doing it. We are, because we are hardwired men. We are hardwired to provide and protect. We share our resources, but there's a lot of men out here now that's being excuse my language, some bitches. And they'll let a woman take care of them. That woman will listen to a man, whatever, if he's handling his business. It's a lot of men out here. I know guys, man, that don't work, but then they have a cookout or something. This girl bought all the food and she cooked, and then he sit at the head of the table and still expect her to make his plate. What's that about? Oh, because you got a penis? Oh, you ain't man up. You ain't do nothing, but you still got some expectations. So I think that when a woman go through some shit like that, they think all men is like that. When I think that men, if we had a bad situation with one girl, we won't take that to the next.
Yeah.
But a woman, she have a bad experience with a man, all men is like that woman got with a guy she really loved and she caught them cheating.
But it's strange because they say men come with a lot of baggage from their last relationship, but they never really check their side to see how they carry on. It's like everybody does bring baggage from, because they hurt and they learn from the mistakes. Like if you didn't bring any baggage, you'll fall into the same tropes, the same traps. So you have to bring your baggage to learn. And I understand they're probably not talking about that kind of baggage. It's like things like, that can harm the relationship, but it's a two-way street. And I feel like they just lack communication. I think a lot of people don't know how to talk and express their feelings to really like get to the bottom of it, because either they've been suppressed growing up, or people look at them like weird for their feelings and thoughts. Because when I was growing up, I used to see people and they're upset. I'm like, why are you upset? But they can't tell you why they're upset. They just upset and they don't know how to describe it. Or
this goes back to, I honestly think this goes back to pride, to the false sense of pride, because and I feel like this false sense of pride, it falls onto feminism, where the women became independent and they realized they say they don't need a man. So like it is a cycle. It's one big thing, honestly.
But they do need us. One of the examples I told this girl we was going back and forth about. I said, suppose we lived in one block. One side of the street, all men worked on. I mean, all men. Other side was all women. And we had a tornado, and it knocked all the roofs off our home. I said, who you think side of the block is going to be fixed first? Fixing all the roofs. Ours or yours? Shit, every man on that block, on that side of the block might have his roof, because we got so many male roofers that our roofs might be done within a week or two. Y'all waiting on the woman, because they always say, oh, it's some women that do roof. I was like, how many? It might take y'all a whole damn year for everybody on the block roofs to be fixed. So y'all need us more than we need y'all. Only thing we need y'all for.
Maybe they might step up and learn a trade or two. But
this is the thing. But because we are such visual creatures, all the woman really have to do is open her leg across the street, and a man will come over there and build a roof for her. So like, women don't really need us anymore, because she can get a man at her disposal anytime they want.
But is she independent though?
Right. See, that's
they don't care. I don't think they care about the independence.
They really
like,
don't.
I told you, it's a false sense of pride. So like they're not independent. They know they're not independent. They're projecting something, bro.
A lot of women will brag and say, I don't need a man needs me. And if you ask them, what a man needs you for? They can't really tell you what. And then when you list the things and you say like, okay, so if a man can do all the things that you can do, what do you bring to the table? And then they try to turn on the question and saying, what do you bring to the table? But they never have an answer.
They never have an answer. We don't need for nothing. The best cooks are chefs, our men. The best tell or whatever, men is nothing. The only thing they can say is we carry our legacy. Women control the sex and men control the relationship.
Scary ass world, eh? Like, where does it end? Like, where does our future go?
Well, y'all been stating earlier the false pride, whatever. I'm one of them people I follow my conscience. I think everybody know what's right from wrong. Let's start from everybody know right from wrong. People be like, oh, no, they don't. We all got a conscience. All. As a matter of fact, your conscience is your God. Now, you might think I'm saying God as in G-O-D, but I'm saying God as in G-U-I-D-E. Follow your God. How many times you did something, you be like, damn, something told me I should have. And you literally hear that voice. You might be driving, you made a right turn when you were supposed to make a left. And you be like, damn, something told me I should have made that left turn. You literally heard. We're not following that. And how I know people have it in them, let an older woman walk across the street, right? She across the street. She drop her pocketbook. And the man, you go over there and grab it. And you take it from her, you run. Got 2 or 3 blocks away. You hear police sirens. Don't you think your heart gonna start skipping a beat? Like, oh shit, they coming after me. Oh my God. Why are you acting like that? Because you knew you did something wrong. Now, flip it. Suppose you gave that lady her pocketbook back and you gotta wait 2 or 3 blocks and you heard a police siren. That police siren ain't gonna mean shit. Why? Because you know you ain't do nothing wrong. So we know right from wrong. And what I think was wrong with this world too is too much sympathy.
Yeah.
Everybody got too many but you don't understand, because the world is starting to have, look at how the world is now. It's pretty much female characteristics. Everybody's sensitive. You can't speak the truth. None of that shit. Everybody's selfish. Me. Female characteristics. Now, y'all might sit there and think and be like, damn, that is right. There is a reason. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this saying called age. So in the Bible, they call it an eon. but it's like we go through different ages. So it's through the astrology. So we just left the age of the Pisces, and now we're going into the age of the Aquarius. And they said the age of Aquarius is we're gonna have creativity, femininity, creativity, and the truth. Now look at the world. A lot of feminine traits coming. Creativity. Look how many ways you can make money now. And look at one thing the internet has bring is the truth. We ain't never had it like this. Somebody tell you something. I could tell y'all something right now, and you can go to your computer and type it up and see. But when I was coming up, we couldn't go by that. So all is that there is a change in the world today. This is why I believe society is the way women are coming up, because it's their time right now. It's their time. But this is why the world is crazy, because typically speaking, women don't get along with one another. How many of y'all heard women say, I get along better with men than I do with women?
All day, every day.
But have you ever heard a man say, I get along better with women than I do with
Hell no.
I never heard that.
I've heard that from a few dudes, and I feel like they're just chasing pussy, to be honest.
I encourage men to speak to a lot of women, but I encourage them not to talk to them too much, because that's bad for your mental health.
Oh yeah, they complicated. They are complicated. We are simple. Like even for a relationship, we simple. Look, you be quiet. But what how they say the 3S: make a sandwich, sex, and
silence.
Yeah, silence. You give me that shit, men are gonna be happy. A woman, you ask them what I need to give you happy. Shit, you might go to sleep on her and wake up and she's still talking.
That's wild.
You know, you be like, oh, babe, I slept good. How you doing? And I also need, oh, damn, babe, you wasn't done? I thought you was done. But, and look, I'm not going to denounce my ladies like that, whatever. Because, see, the only reason why I speak on like that, because the last 50 years, we've been talking about what men don't. It's like it's never the woman's fault. Mm. So one of the things that I told Erica, I said, look, and let me see if y'all men agree with this statement. Appreciation boosts testosterone. Would y'all agree?
It does.
I follow it. I track it.
Yo, if your woman is like, oh, thank you, babe. You were so wonderful. I saw you working so hard. And she shows appreciation. First of all, everybody want to be appreciated. People can talk all this shit they want when they be like, oh, I just did it from the heart. I don't really need nothing, this and that. But how come so many people be bitching when they say shit like, damn, he could at least said thank you. That's the sign of appreciation. The same thank you. Let you do something for somebody and they just walk away. You're going to be feeling some type of way like, damn, you could at least said thank you. That's a sign of appreciation.
It's weird because I was just telling John the other day, like, if we see more gratitude in our day-to-day, we would naturally become like kind and more, people, like the type of people that we will become. We will start making communities and start opening up and changing. It's like there's a thing not just to get gratitude, but just to see it done to other people and not just yourself. You participate in it, it'll do something to you. But nobody wants to be kind anymore because there's no profit in that. What do I get for being nice or kind to you? What's there to benefit me? They don't see the benefit of just naturally and genuinely being thankful for things, for life, for people. I think there's a great lack of appreciation for life and nature. The other day, I really just, no phone, no music, no nothing. I was just existing. And there was this piece that was following me for a couple of hours. And I'm like, yo, I haven't really had this since I was a kid walking around in the village with no technology. And I could really just take in life, really like clear my mind and just think. And I'm like, why don't I do this to myself more often?
I know what you mean. Because in the morning, I go take walks, right? And I walk with my phone, but my phone don't come out my pocket. And I couldn't find my AirPods for a while, so I couldn't play any music. So I was just walking, just enjoying life. And something I picked up while doing this is a lot of men are very insecure. Because I'm walking in the morning. Okay, you know, I am a big guy. But I'm walking in the morning. I see dudes and shit. Like they walk in, they probably going to work to catch the bus or some shit. And every time they see me, they put their head down. When I get close, they probably like put their head back down, like they lift up their head. If we ain't past it, they look back down, or they take their phone out and you know they doing something on the phone, but they avoid making eye contact. They avoid actually saying something. I say good morning to everybody I see on the road in the morning. I don't get a response from any.
Shit, I remember when I was over the road, I'm a truck driver. When I used to drive over the road, we go in these driver lounges, the truck stop. And I literally used to see like 10 people in the room sitting and they all in their phone. And the few times I interrupted, I'm like, yo, man, we is too old to be doing this shit, man. Damn, like we should be communicating, talking. I mean, just for one, somebody might be in a bad situation, got a bad job, wish they can find another job. Because we all truck drivers driving for companies or whatever. And it might be somebody be like, oh man, why don't you come over to my company? They hiring and they pay this and they pay that. Oh yeah, okay. Yo, give me the information. And there we go. You can't do that shit if you sitting there looking in the phone all by yourself. You wouldn't know if the other person's job is hiring.
Now you can repeat that. See, I didn't hear that.
No, I was saying that how like the guys, we'll be in the driver's lounge, there'd be like 10 guys in there a couple times, and I spoke on it like, oh, damn, everybody got to be on their phone. So what I was saying is just talking to somebody, just to give an example, somebody might be driving for a company that's not treating them good. And like, for instance, we might, one of y'all, let's say y'all got a job, ain't paying y'all, and then you come in the driver's lounge. Well, my job is hiring, and they pay real good. But I wouldn't know that if me and you didn't conversate. So if you were to tell me, like, man, I'm getting sick of this job, man. They don't be doing this and doing that. I'd be like, yo, man, you need to get with my job. Yo, my job they treat you good. They treat you real good. And they'd be like, yo, yeah, can you put me on? I'm like, yeah, I got you. But nope.
Okay, so one of my friends saying that she disagrees with what you're saying, because she said a lot of guys, they get the appreciation and the love, and they still turn around and just mistreat ladies.
I think you gotta drop the video so that we can have better audio.
I don't know how to. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I need a round of applause.
I don't even know if you heard it because you know Zoom block almost everything we do.
Damn, what the? Oh, let me get. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm about to get on the computer now. So I really enjoy this, man, and you know I commend y'all brothers. You know, young Ben having this type of conversations. These are conversations that need to be talked about. And I would tell you, men, people my age, we think y'all guys don't have these type of conversations.
The thing is, we don't have these type of conversation. So something's just wrong with people nowadays. It's not, a lot of people don't
afraid to get canceled by their friends.
Yes. A lot of people, they don't show their individuality because they need to be a part of this herd,
the social media community.
Like they scared to be who they are, so they be like they come off a conveyor belt.
What happened to the other guy?
He disconnected. I don't know why. He probably had to go do something.
Oh, bad internet.
What?
I realized I wasn't hearing him now, but I didn't even think he was gone.
Nah, I saw when he dropped. He dropped like at least like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but T, so this girl was saying that she doesn't agree because a lot of times, like, guys, they get the appreciation and the love and they still turn around and mistreat the ladies, you know? They just take them for granted, and then, yeah, let's talk about that.
Now, what are we talking about when we say take them for granted? Are we talking about just on the sexual side of things, or?
No, I think like, let's say he's having a bad day and she decide, without talking about it, she decide to do something out of the goodness of her heart, or she see the things that she do around, like he does around the house or for the, you know, for the relationship, and she just try to show appreciation by talking to him or getting him gifts and stuff like that, but they still turn around and end up cheating. Or like what is it that they're lacking? Like when the woman is trying to give their all, but the man still is it?
That's just the quality of man that she decided to be around.
Let me tell y'all something about the sex thing. All right.
Hold on, no, T. That's just the quality of man right there. Because if she had chose a man with the qualities to be a man to be with, that wouldn't happen.
So how long she's supposed to invest into this guy before she realizes who he is? Because as you were saying, men have a type of logic to operating with things. Like they will look at the thing and be like, this might be a waste of time, or based on these factors, this is not a good fit for me. But a woman would go and test it out.
It's not how long she needs to, it's how fast she got into something being that serious to where this is a problem. Because it sounds like you got into this before you know the type of person that this individual was. So you can't really blame the man for being who the man be now. You're supposed to blame yourself for not scouting out who the man be.
Well, and you know what? I look at it too. How many of us guys, first of all, we look at a girl and be like, yo, she main girl material, or she's somebody I just want to knock off real quick and keep it moving. We look at women like that, or through the first couple conversations, we would know like, yo, I'm gonna make her my girl. I think with women, they do stuff like this. He got a couple out. You know what? I can change him.
Oh man.
Yeah, they always try to change you. Like I can change him.
Right.
Honestly, even after you get with them and you get in that relationship, they do change you. You do realize how
true.
How men just become submissive after a while, and then they do couple dad shit because they eventually just turn a dad.
No, but I feel like no. There's some women who literally go out to mold you into what they want, but not let that man grow because of the things that you do for them. Like you might be in a relationship with somebody, and then later on it just click. Like this is actually a person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So now you're doing your absolute best to be the best you. But then she might be like, oh, you're dressing in this, you're working. So, you know what I mean? And she's like, she wants you to look fly for her friends and for the social media. So she don't care that you're outside working 13 to 16 hours and coming home look like you're just dressing like a tired person who's just trying to provide. But she wants you to be the hard provider, but also the person she can support around. So maybe she's trying to turn into something that you're not.
It's because of the content they consume. No, they want to transform their relationship into what they see.
Hey, maybe we need new role models.
But it's a goddamn cycle, bro. Like
it's a cycle. It's a weird cycle. So how do you
social media got trapped up in the whole this whole feminism and this independence craze shit. Like, bro, it's like something really happened. Something happened.
It's not just one gender to blame because now we have 16, but it might it might just be that social media thing that we really don't understand. We have a technology that we don't know how to regulate because it's uncensored and untethered, and everybody have access. Like somebody can say some shit right now and nobody can stop him. It's just out there and it can build the following from that. Man can say that the moon is actually cheese, and somebody be like, I think so, and he just blow up.
You know what I see going viral right now? They're trying to say that Medusa was a black woman and she had locks,
and it wasn't snake.
And because her locks, yes, the white people in them never see locks before, so now they're saying that it's snakes in the head. I was like, how y'all gonna change Greek mythology?
Bro, they just
like that don't even make sense to me, bro.
When they say the pen is magic than a sword, it actually so deep because like if you have the ability to change history, you can warp a whole generation because the internet, there's no internet of facts and internet of opinions. It's just everything mixed up. So you'll read something and you just don't know if this is the truth or a fact or if it's somebody just crazy. It's all meshed up and everything contradicts each other, but they have such detailed and convincing language that you just confused. Everybody confused. At one point, chocolate was bad for you, and then chocolate helps rebuild bones and calcium and shit. And you're like, what is it? Is it good for me or bad for me? But there's always a spectrum. There's never a balance. Like, I'm a religious person from brought up, right? So I'm
gonna be real with you. I don't believe anything unless it's on a Snapple cap.
Shut up.
you know that's a fact.
It's like I'm a religious guy from brought up, right? So there's like in the Bible, it says do everything in moderation, right? So I feel like you can do anything and everything you want, but you just have to have self-control and do it in moderation. But people have to go to the extreme. You do this and only this, and don't do that. And you know what I mean? There's no balance. And I feel like balance and moderation basically is what we need. Like, we need a set time for social media, a set time for, like, you know, meditation and stuff like that. So we can sit down and think about our thoughts and realize that what foolishness did I do today or think today, or how did I react poorly to somebody else? You know what I mean?
You know,
like a moment of reflection.
Do you journal, bro?
Mm-mm.
You gotta start journaling. That's a good way to reflect on your day and reflect on the thing that's going on in your life.
I tried doing it, but I turn that shit into a sci-fi. There's a lot going on with the world, but the thing is, when you think about it too much, it just seems like it doesn't end well for us as humans.
Bro, like,
it's like trying to figure out, like, who created God, who was the first, what was the beginning.
Bro, I came into the conversation with a point, and I knew my point, but the further we go into the conversation, I realized, like you know, my world is opening up a whole lot more, and I can see how invalid certain things in my point was before I even said it. Like, it's really a tricky conversation. Like, it is something very deep, and it's not going to end good for us. And it's definitely not going to end good for women. That's one thing I can say for sure, because they have the bad end of this stick.
Darling, 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 please stop driving me crazy all night long.